Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year 2026. We're about to level up. We're about to take off, not just personally, but also in trading. I'm here, guys. What's up? What's up, Ankar? Welcome, Ada, Eduardo, Kelvin, Garu. Yo, there's so many people already in stream. That's crazy. Everyone asking about Evan or asking about a giveaway? We don't know yet. But you'll get some good information about the giveaway very soon. But besides that, man, how are you guys? How did you slide into 2026? I did slide. I slided kind of good, but I got sick, so I'm still a little bit sick. But I didn't want to let you guys down, so that's why I'm here on stream. But I'm still not 100%. But we good, man. We alive, and I'm with you guys, so we chilling. What's up, everybody? Giveaway today, yippee! We do giveaways every stream, though. I mean, today the giveaway is a little bit bigger, but beside that, we always do giveaways on the stream. So if there's anybody new in the stream, make sure to tune in every single Monday because every Monday I give away some free challenges for the community. You're also good. I love to hear that, man. What's up, Ghazali FX? Welcome back to the stream, bro. My day has been good so far. I mean, I'm mainly chilling at home. It's freaking cold outside. It's like minus degrees in Germany, so I'm staying home. I'm trying to get healthy, fully recovered. Yes, sir. Ski smash the like button, guys. We're just getting started, man. So listen, guys. There are a few things that we're gonna be talking about today, that we're gonna be doing today. So first things first. There's one rule in my stream, right? Only one rule. Okay, there's two rules. There's actually two rules. The first rule is don't spam in the comments. I try to read all of the comments, but just don't spam like random words or anything. So that the actual important comments don't get left behind. And then the second rule is no question is a dumb question. So what I mean by that is that you guys can feel free to ask me any question related to trading, psychology, emotions, strategy, whatever it is. You guys drop it in the comments. I'll try to go over every single question. I'll really try my best. We are growing as a community, so but I love to see that for sure. Now, that's what we're gonna do. And then what else we're gonna do is I'm gonna be breaking down gold as always to see what we could be looking at for this week, for the next week. I'm probably still not gonna be actively, like really actively trading this week. I'm still gonna wait for next week because I feel the volume and price action will be a little bit better. That's typically what happens in the second week of January. But nevertheless, we'll go over gold here. If you guys have any other pairs that you want me to go over just to hear my thoughts on it, then I can do that for a few minutes as well. And then beside that, we got a big ass giveaway coming, right? Um, where we're gonna do the New Year's Eve spin on the wheel. We're giving away 200K, 100K, 50K counts. So all the good stuff. And then we have for everybody in stream right now. So in case you didn't enter on the New Year's Eve giveaway, you still have a chance to win at least the one 10K challenge. So I'm still giving away three 10K challenges as well. So it's a lot to do today. But yeah, I hope you guys stick around with me. There's no real time on when I'm gonna do one of these things. So make sure that you basically just stay tuned the entire stream, look at my beautiful face, look at the charts, listen to my beautiful voice, and then we can go from there. All right. You have no account. If you guys didn't enter on the New Year's Eve, you still can win a 10K challenge if you stick in or stay in the stream, guys. So today I think there's gonna be a lot of happy people. What's up, Jigar, Meta, um, Toshi? I do remember you. What's up? All right, let's get started with the breakdown here on gold, guys. Let me share my screen. Uh, all right, I hope you guys can see my screen here. What's up, Abdul? Welcome to the stream. Yo, to everybody who's new, guys, welcome, welcome. I'm Evan. Been trading since, damn, now it's been 5 years. This January, I turned five. That's crazy, man. It's been a journey. It's been a crazy journey, but I'm absolutely in love with it. And I'm very much in love with all of you guys and to just teach, whatever I know to give you guys as much value as possible. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, Jigar, but we here. We're making it work. I hope I don't have to like cough in the middle of the stream or some shit. My name is Evan. Nice to meet you. All right, guys, looking at gold, right? So, um, wait, let me actually also open the news. So I don't want to give you guys like, so I could give you guys a heads up on the news here. Come on, enter. Yeah, so we had 4 p.m. news for today. So no red folder news today anymore. And then no red folder news tomorrow. The next one will be on Wednesday. Just a heads up for you guys. All right, so we'll do a top-down analysis to start off the year, guys. Looking at gold, what I typically do, what is part of my strategy, is I start with a top-down analysis and I start off on the weekly time frame. Um, so looking at gold for various weeks, we have been in a bullish trend on the weekly. The last weekly candle closed bearish, kind of bearish engulfing, but also leaving a rejection weight to the downside. But we never broke the weekly low here. So as long as we don't break the weekly low here and do something like this overall trend is bullish, right? So we have weekly bullish. Okay, let's go down to the daily. So what do we see on a daily? We're also bullish. We did have a big bearish move over here, which was one of the last days of the year, I think. Yeah, 29th of December. Got a big sell-off, probably, a lot of big investors just taking out their money to buy presents, or I don't know, to celebrate New Year's Eve with a banger in cash. uh yeah, welcome everybody who just joined. So yeah, beside that, we're kind of pulling back again, scooping back up, and the overall trend on the daily time frame is still very much bullish as well. So we have the weekly bullish, we have daily bullish. And now what I'm gonna do with you guys right now is basically a live analysis on how I would place my zones here and how I would go about it. So we start off on a top-down analysis, and what I like to do is I like to place support and resistance zones on the daily time frame. So the first area I see is actually right around here. It's an entire zone which goes from 4270 all the way to 4295, right? That's an entire range. So we'll put a rectangle around it here in a second. So this we can call daily zone. All right, let's save this up. Now we just duplicate it. Let's look for more daily zones. So I see another one here because this was a daily high. It reached before coming all the way back down. So this area here is the area of interest. And we did see that price was kind of struggling to break above this area for at least 3 days. So we'll have this here as well. And we're probably going to micro adjust it in the 4 hour time frame here in a second. And then we'll have the last one, which would be our all-time high, right? All the way up here, where price reached the all-time high of 4,500, 45, 45-ish, and then had this bearish move to the downside. So here, there's going to be a lot of liquidity resting on top of this area, and we're probably going to see some form of a price reaction. So that's with my daily zones. Now let's go down to the 4 hour zone. What I like to do in the 4 hour is basically just micro adjust the zones that I already placed and maybe integrate another zone if I see one, right? So here's super clean. You can just kind of pull this up just a little bit and put a rectangle around this up to here, okay? You missed my psychology? Don't worry about it, guys. You can rewatch the last stream where I literally went over the entire trading plan for you guys for 2026. So if you missed out, make sure that after this stream, you rewatch the previous stream because it's full of value. And I actually had a presentation prepared for you guys where, you can start the best way into 2026. What's up, Doha Fuck? What's up, Moon Nom? Welcome back to the stream. Happy to see you here. Downside move was crazy. Yeah, anybody that was trading it, you're absolutely bananas. Literally, the last 2 weeks of December, I didn't trade. The first week of January, I'm not trading. So I'm sitting on my hands for 3 weeks straight, while other people trade on the 29th of December, which is actually crazy. How to mark key levels? Basically, what I'm doing right now with you guys. So on the daily time frame, I mark support and resistance. I need at least 2 touches on the areas where I want to place my support and resistance. So in this case, now in the 4 hour time frame, we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches. So this validates a daily and a 4 hour zone for me. And this validates the support, right? What else do we see? On the upside here, we see 1 touch, move down, another touch, move down. So this area here is another area for me, which in this case will be a 4 hour resistance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place another rectangle around this section here, right there. Boom. And now what I see is another 4 hour range. So let me duplicate this here. Let me clone this, drag this down to right where price is at actually right now. Why do I place it here? And this, I call this the 4 hour zone. Oops, 4, hello. Can you write a 4 for me? Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. We're here to take over 2026. You already know. Last session was full package. Yeah, man, I went crazy on last session for sure. I thought I owe that to you guys, you know. Yeah, my keyboard is not working. Okay. So we got it here. Let's save this up. So why did I place another 4 hour area here? Because we have 1 touch here, we have 2 touch here, meaning that this is a valid support range. And then we broke below, and anytime we are below support, this could act as a resistance, right? So based off this area, we can now see some form of price action in this area, and it's either gonna reject, come back down into our major support range, which is the next zone, or it'll break, close above, pull back, retest, and then continue higher to break all-time highs, which is very likely to happen. It doesn't really have to happen on the first move, like right now, but sooner or later, since price is over bullish on gold, we will continue rising. So it's just a matter of time here. Tomorrow you're going to sell gold. I mean, if everything indicates sells, then you could go ahead and sell, no problem. Yeah, I also believe we're coming for all-time highs. Look at US 30. Yeah, I'll look at it in a second here. Uh, 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 Yeah, I can actually prepare like another more in-depth breakdown of the Trader's Gym in the next stream. So we can go over the, or use the Trader's Gym together. I've passed my first phase, step 3 step. Let's go. Congrats, DiSaldo. After a long time, Insider Skyview. Welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to see you here. Some solid lessons you got from the last stream. Love that. Yeah, I'm only trading gold. All right, so we got a 4 hour range here, guys. Now let's put another rectangle around this bad boy. Get another, clone this, drag this up. You can also feel free, like, I don't know what type of strategy you guys are trading, but you can feel free to copy my zones and everything. Because I mean, I've been in the game for 5 years, and I like to believe that I'm pretty good in reading the market and reading the reactions. You catch longs, that's a W. What's up, buddy man? Welcome to the stream. Bull trap to consolidate first before big run to set new high. Yeah, I also believe we're breaking out. New stream with new year. Yes, Starsky. Happy New Year to you as well, Trader Stan. So we are currently at the range. Now, what I like to do, we went over the weekly just to determine the overall trend. Went down to the daily to determine the daily trend and mark our first daily zones. Went down to the 4 hour to determine the intraday trend, which in this case, you could say that we were bearish short term, right? So what I mean by that is we were bullish here. Equal lows, higher high, boom, lower low, lower high, equal low, equal high, equal low, right? We're consolidating, we're ranging, boom, breakout, new higher high. So as long as this higher high now comes down and creates a new higher low somewhere here, it could be here. As long as it doesn't break this low, it will still be bullish, and we got a bullish continuation, right? So we're already one step toward having a change in trend in the 4 hour time frame by just creating a new higher high and breaking this high. Now we wait for microstructure to create a higher low. We get in on this big buy, boom, millionaires tomorrow. Nah, I'm joking, guys. But I think you get what I mean. So we got a 4 hour as well. So what I do now, I go down to the 1 hour because I'm a scalper slash intraday trader. I like to get in and get out fairly quick. So in order to get in and get out fairly quick, I don't want to take trades on the 4 hour time frame because it will take forever to play out, right? So we got 1 hour. Um, so looking at the 1 hour now, if I were to trade today, I would have placed a sleek, small 1 hour range right here, this high, this high, this, and this. And according to the session, this right here would have been my entry area for short-term buys from this point to my next area of interest, which is where price is at right now. So what would I do in this case here if I were to trade? I would just go down to the 5 minute time frame and wait for an entry signal right there at that zone. Let me turn off the pencil. Damn. So I hope you guys can kind of follow along. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the comments. Say billionaires. Ah, sorry, guys. Sorry. We got to take baby steps first, right? My main strategy is support and resistance. Yes, sir. Been trading this for 5 years. I kind of made some changes, right? So it's like a mix between price action, support and resistance, candlestick and market formations, volume, and fair value gaps for like sniper entries. So we come down, boom, we see this bullish engulfing candle. So that would have been my entry signal, my conservative entry signal right there. I probably would have gotten an aggressive one as well. Yeah, so this rejection candle here would have been aggressive. This Morningstar pattern formation, if you guys know about patterns, Morningstar formation on the 3 minute, 5 minute bullish engulfing, right? I hope you guys know about candlestick formations. And then you just long this shit, right? Boom. Stops right below this low, target into the highs that we marked off into this zone, and this is already 3 hour multiple, and you're done for the day, if not for the week. Silver, yeah, I'll go over silver and US 30 here in a second. So yeah, that's the literally the truth of my strategy. So obviously this is a good example because it ended up playing out. But let's say what happens if it doesn't play out? Okay, there's basically a few scenarios that can happen here. Um, where's the arrow? The path. Okay, so let's say I get in here. Next thing you know, price just comes down, bounces, takes me out, bounces, continues in this range, and now it's gonna do one of two things. No, it's gonna do one of three things. It's gonna come below my zone, grab liquidity, push price back up, break structure to the upside, and then head up, right? That's scenario number one. Or let me keep this here. Or it's gonna come down, bounce right off my zone, break structure to the upside, and then push out like this without breaking below my range, right? That's scenario number two. And scenario number three is we're tapping into it and immediately rejecting and pushing back up. Boom. So now I have these three variants, and I never know which of these things is gonna happen. But I have to be prepared for, oh no, there's a fourth. Of course, I forgot the fourth, the most important one. This, and then absolutely melt off. Never comes back up. So how do I know which one of these is gonna happen? There's different ways on how to how to kind of guess or increase your probabilities, and that is with waiting for a break of structure, right? So this entry, if I would have taken this trade here, this could have been considered an aggressive entry, because I never waited for a break of structure on the 5 minute time frame, but I got in on one on the 3 minute and 1 minute time frame. So it's a little bit more aggressive because the lower time frame you go, the more aggressive your entry becomes, right? So the other entries though, this one here, we got to break, but we got to close back above. So when I see this, I see that this was most likely a liquidity grab, um where we broke below the range, grabbed some juice, and now we push back up. And now what do we see? We see a break of the previous high on the 5 minute time frame. We see price bouncing and holding and rejecting this area above support. So now I'm way more confident in taking these longs. And now guess what? I can safely place my stop loss either below the liquidity grab, which will most likely be a wick, or below the new 5 minute market structure point here, right? So I hope that kind of makes sense. But I waited for the breakout structure in comparison to here. We never got that breakout structure, right? We didn't push up here and then bounced up, but we just melted back down. So we're creating lower lows and lower highs the entire time. So there's literally no reason to get in on a long until price tells us, yo, we're shifting back up, right? So that's how you can literally avoid getting stopped out time and time again, right? If this scenario were to happen here, guys, and I get stopped out on my early, let's say early entry, right? Price comes down, I get stopped out. I'm not gonna get in immediately again because it is at my zone. It has to go up. No, it doesn't have to do shit, right? I have to be willing to understand price action and act accordingly. So it comes here, and an impatient and unprofitable trader will jump the gun, get back in because it has to go up. Next thing you know, this dude gets stopped out again. What happens again? Oh, we're rejecting. We're kind of coming back above the range. Guess what? I'm going to long again. Boom, get stopped out again, right? You just keep getting stopped out and stopped out. How to avoid that? Firstly, you have a stop loss at a zone where if it's hit, your trade is invalidated. And in this case, this market structure point, if it gets broken, we are in a bearish market structure, and I don't even want to be in buys, right? Period. I want to wait for price action to be bullish again, then I want to be in buys, and then I'm fucking confident in the shit. Sorry for my swearing. But I hope you kind of get what I mean here. So if I'm getting stopped out here and I see bearish market structure, guess what? I'm done. Lost my 1%, lost my 5% on my real funds, whatever it is. I'm done for the day because the moment I try to take a counter trend now, I'm FOMOing because I have the fear of missing out on a bearish move. Although my overall bias was bullish the entire day, the entire week, maybe the entire month, because gold is bullish. And if I'm lucky, a sell would play out. But how would that affect my psychology? It will affect in a way where next time when I'm actually looking for buys, I'm actually going to be like 50-50. Maybe it's either buys or sells. It could be either way. And then I get in on buys here, get stopped out, get in on sells here, get stopped out, pushes back up, get it back in buys, get stopped out, right? And I end up blowing my account. You got me? All right, bet. I'm dropping value again, guys. It's crazy. When you get me in the flow, you get me in the flow. But if it's going a little too fast, you can feel free to rewatch the stream. It's already fucking valuable. But yeah, and this what I'm talking about here has happened to me so many times where I'm like, I'm bullish bias, so I get in on buys. When I get my entry, I get stopped out, and price is suddenly a little bit bearish, so I get in on sells, get stopped out, get in on buys, get stopped out, right? And I just switch and switch and switch the entire time until there's nothing left. And at the end of the session, I blew my account, I blew my money, and I'm just sitting there and thinking like, how stupid was I? How stupid was I? If I would have just waited for price to give me a direction, I would have saved all this money. I would have saved my account, and I would have ended the day in profit if I would have just been patient. So really, I can't stress this enough, guys. Be patient, right? Be patient and wait for your setups. Wait for price to give you what you need and then act. Don't try to predict anything because at the end of the day, we don't know shit. So we just react and adapt to what the market is doing in a moment. So that's why I absolutely love price action, because that's exactly what price action does. I look what's happening and I take decisions based on that. But for that, you have to train your mind to be flexible and to see things where other people don't see things. Damn, I'm talking nonstop. But I'm glad you guys are following along and agreeing as well. Yeah, confirmation is very important before taking a trade. 100%, Pleromaf. Yeah, like patience, patience, patience. Patience was one of the key habits that literally helped me level up my trading immensely, immensely. So next time when you're thinking about jumping in on a trade just because, think of me telling you, stay patient. Patient trader is a profitable trader. That happens because price doesn't move in straight line, and sometimes there's no trend, only range bound. Exactly. And you will also, like, you guys will also recognize, or should, right? The more time you put into the charts, the easier you will recognize when you should stay away from the chart. Let me see if I can find a good example. So, for example, here is like a super clear example on when you should stay away. So this was actually London session, right? So if there's anybody trading London session, I'm very sorry if you took trades here. But what you see here is pure chop, right? So let's say you are an impatient trader that trades during London and you're looking for longs. So you get a rejection candle here, you get in on a trade, and I don't know, you target a 3R, 2R, whatever it is. You get in on a trade, and then next thing you know, is price just starts bouncing, 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 bouncing around, and you're in the trade for how long now? Um, I mean, it's not that long, but like for 2 hours. Okay, it's actually long. If you're in a like trade, 2 hours is fucking long. So you don't want to be involved in this, right? It plays with your emotions. You're in drawdown, you're in profit, you're in drawdown, you're in profit, drawdown, profit, drawdown, profit. And typically in this case here, when it's choppy, we really don't know in what direction it will continue. It could go up, it could go down. We don't know because there could just be one sudden impulse in volume and we get stopped out, or it goes in our favor and we hit TP, whatever it is. But you don't want to be involved in this because this starts playing with your emotions. And as a trader, we want to be in the best mental state possible. And how can we work toward that? It's by looking for clean market structure. For example, here now, this was pre New York. So here we see, okay, we get a big ass huge candle. Now we see volume come into the market. Now I want to wait for some type of a pullback in this range. Now I want to wait for this rejection candle, for this doji candle here to get in on the sells, or I want to wait for the break of this low over here to get in over here, right? Whatever it is, the moment we see volume, then we can react and use it. Trading is 99% waiting. Yeah, I agree. Gold nuggets, of course. I cooked them real hot, real nice for you guys with sweet sour sauce. Got the nuggets. Which is better, prediction strategy or mechanical? Mechanical in my eyes. London is mostly manipulated. Yeah, it really comes up. Like I personally don't like trading London right now, but there's a time for everything. So what I mean by that is there's literally times, like trust me, I've been trading for 5 years and I've been trading gold for 3, 4 years. There come times in the year where gold is absolutely horrible during New York, like really bad, like choppy, 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 right? But awesome during London. Best, smoothest price action, the best reaction in the zone and everything. But it's only like 2 or 3 months in a year. So sooner or later, when you notice, or when I notice, my strategy is kind of losing it right now, or price action sucks during New York, I look at London and I see the smooth moves, and then I realize, oh, it's that time of the year. It's the time to become a London trader for 2, 3 months, and then switch back to New York after it switches back, and then London becomes choppy, and then New York is awesome. Um, which is pretty crazy. But moral of the story, guys, is firstly focus on one pair. 2026, just focus on one pair. And why I say that is I could talk hours about the characteristics of gold. But how am I able to talk hours about the characteristics of gold? Because I spent so much time looking at it, because I spent so much time getting to know gold, right? So you want to spend time getting to know your pair so you can talk to me hours about your pair. And just know that every pair is different. Every pair moves different during different times, a different amount of pips per day, right? But the more time you put into one pair, you will learn to understand and read it like a book, like the easiest book ever, right? And that's the point you want to get to, understand what you are trading. So that's why I could tell you guys the thing with, yeah, during London it's choppy, New York is good, and then it switches for a few months and so on and so forth. Like, from where am I getting this information? I'm not pulling it out of my ass. I'm talking out of experience. So I hope that kind of helped you guys. 1 to 2 artists best, at least, yes. I got you guys. Uh. Tell about your trading journey, how much profit, how much loss. Damn. So the first 2 years, absolutely lost. Like lost. um, but that's also a little bit my fault because let me take a sip. 1 second. So it's a little bit my fault because I came in with the wrong idea of trading because I was fooled by some gurus online that made me believe that I can make a few thousands in a few weeks or months and that I could become a millionaire in a year. So it already started with false expectations, and now what the false expectations caused me to do were set unrealistic goals and therefore unrealistic ways to achieve those goals. And I would just get disappointed time and time again. After a few months or even after a year, I realized that it doesn't work like that. And I have to firstly slow it down. Second of all, see trading as a long term business and not as a get rich quick scheme shit. And that's when I kind of started like shifting my mindset. So the entire first year was just, gather as much information as I can, gather as much knowledge as I can, and then the second year was to sort out what do I need, what do I don't need, and then the third year was the first like completely, let's say, professional year where I really took shit serious. Now, when I'm telling you guys like big loss, imagine 2 years blowing at least really at least 50 challenges and at least 50 real funds accounts in different account sizes, at least, right? So let's calculate together like 100 accounts blown in the first 2 years. And but one thing was for sure, my determination was very strong. Like if there's one thing that is great about me, it's the determination. So I never gave up. So that's also what I tell you guys right now. Like never, ever, ever, ever give up. If it is your goal to be financial free, and if it's your goal to become a full-time trader, don't give up because you only lose if you give up. And just know that the journey is different for everybody. There's people that become profitable after 6 months, after a year. There's people that it takes 2 years, like it did for me. There's people where it takes 5 to 6 years, maybe even 10 years. But they all have one thing in common: they never gave up. They never they never gave up. So for me, giving up was not an option. It was sit down, analyze what am I doing wrong, what is working, and then try to mitigate what to remove, right, from my habits, personal habits, but also habits when it comes to trading. What do I have to remove to improve my performance? What do I have to add to improve my performance? How do I journal my trades? What exactly am I even journaling? What is important? Is it important to write down the amount of pips that I made in a day? Is it important to write down the amount of profit I made in a day? No. And I had to learn that after 2 years. I learned that that is not relevant at all. Money is not relevant because we could take the same trade, but I make $1,000 and you just make 100. Why is that? It's the same trade. So the only difference is the capital and the percentage that we made on that trade. So now we ignore the money factor. We only focus on percentage. How much am I able to make on average on a day, on a week, in a month? That is what you have to write down and analyze. and how can you increase your win rate, how can you increase your average risk reward ratio. So yeah, like I said, you guys really have to rewatch my last live stream, because I literally talk about all of that and how you guys can apply that um for yourself. My history is crazy. It is indeed. How many count pass challenge? Um, I mean, if we're talking 50 losses, I would say 50 passed. YouTube channel, please upload educational video, clear evaluation account. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm actually already thinking about that as well. 4 years now and didn't give up, by the way. I'm trading full time. Love to hear that, Anwar. Congratulations, man. That's how you do it, guys. Never give up. Which platform you learn about trading? Physical classes, online classes, or YouTube videos, or yourself learning through some different platform? Great question. So for me, it was a mix of everything. Honestly, I started with free knowledge on YouTube, which I recommend everybody. Right. Soon I had to realize I know too much, and the information is a little bit scattered, and a little bit in a disorder. So then I invested my first into my first class. I'm in trading course. So the first investment was a trading course from a random trader. I'm not gonna say a name. The course was great. He had like over 200 great lessons and videos, but it was again too much information. So I didn't really know. Okay, like from these 200 videos, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need to apply? So I tried to apply everything that I learned in those videos, and then suddenly my chart looked like a Christmas tree, bro. Full with indicators, full with lines and trend lines and Fibonacci and everything. And I was trying to trade that shit, which obviously didn't work out. I was just there was just too much shit. Um, so then I realized, okay, I went from free to course. From course, I need to define what actually works. So I started looking for a mentor. And now I found a mentor. We had some one-on-one calls, we had some group calls, and where he would go over all of my questions. And the first thing he said when he saw my chart was, bro, delete everything. He's like, trust, delete everything, clean your chart, and suddenly you will see what's happening. So I do that, and suddenly everything became so clear. I'm like, fuck, why didn't I do that before? Now, what I learned is the easier, the better, the cleaner, the better, or in other words, less is more. And that was one of my biggest first lessons I learned. In trading, less is always more. Less trades make you more profit. Less indicators and less strategy hopping makes you a profitable trader. So in every aspect, less is more in trading. So that was literally the first big, aha moment for me. And after the mentorship, man, I sat down, I locked in, and I just made it happen. So that's basically the route I took, and I'm here. How can you join the giveaway? We'll talk about here in a second. Just let me see if there's any updates. Give me 1 second here. I cannot say any names for the mentor, but it was a very good trader. Still a good trader though. Please make a channel for newbies for learn about trading. Think about it. Yeah, I actually do already have a YouTube channel, but it's like dead right now. I'm literally not uploading anything anymore. Because I'm very, very busy. But I'll try to be your guys' mentor here on stream, as much as I can, right? Although it's just an hour per week, I'll still try my best for you guys. Been trading for 5 years, man. It's crazy. I just turned 5 this January. Lowest time frame is 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minute for entries for me. The lowest I will go is how do I call it? It's 3 minute, but the 3 minute is really when I'm feeling really aggressive, feeling really good, then I will go for that. But besides that, it's for me, it's a 5 minute. Can you explain what you're expecting from the current trade? So I did not take this trade. Full transparency, I did not take this trade, but because I'm not trading up until next week, because I believe price action will be a little bit better. If I were to trade during this session, I would have taken this trade over here, based on my support range here on the 1 hour and also the 4 hour range, or is that a daily range down here? Yeah, the daily zone down here as well. Also, due to the fact that we are bullish, and then I would have waited for a bullish engulfing candle here, or on the 3 minute for a bullish variation pattern, which in this case would have been the morning star pattern, which consists of a bearish candle, a form of a doji candle, and a bullish candle breaking the previous two candles. So this would have been some nice entry signals here. Do you think gold will fill the gap today? Um, let's look at it. Where's the gap though? This one? Um, Not today. I do not think today could happen. I mean, there's still a little bit of time for high volume, but not sure if today. If not today, then maybe one of these days before then breaking all-time highs. Bro, is that real backtest really help? Backtesting is good for the start. If you learn a new strategy and you want to see if it actually works or if you understand it, then I highly recommend backtesting for sure. But if you're already kind of in the game, you already kind of understand your strategy, it's better to forward test and just live test, bro, by actively being in the market. So what to expect as of right now, overall in this price action, there's a few things that could happen if in case you guys are still kind of interested in taking a trade. So if you are interested in taking longs, wait for a close above this high, wait for pullback, wait for rejection, and then get on buys up into 49,500 flat, or right around that area. That would be my first entry, my first CP area if I were to long above this range. How many minutes for the 50 minutes for the 4 hours? So for sure, ski wait for another 50 minutes to see how this candle closes. You kind of want to see a 1 hour close above the range. So if it closes below, leaving a wick to the upside, it's really not the best signal for buys. Hence, we can see short-term sells if price closes below these lows right here. So long close above these highs, short close below these lows, pull back, reject, short back down into this area. These are basically the two possibilities right now that I see. Personally, not going to be taking any of these, but that's just for you guys to kind of understand possibilities here. Taking this trade here is aggressive. Why? Because we're kind of trend trading. So anytime price can just absolutely reverse. For example, come here and then just reverse and stop you out because the overall trend is still bullish. So you do have to take that into consideration and into how much you're willing to risk on such a trade, counter trend trade. Forward testing is good more than back testing. Yep. Nice analysis. Appreciate you. I'm from Germany, man. I'm half German, half American. I like to say I'm Mexican, though. Viva Mexico. People actually believe me when I say I'm Mexican. But sometimes people say, like when I let them guess, I'm like, yo, from where do you think I am? Most of them say Brazil. But I do see it. I do kind of see it. I get it. But it's like, nah, unfortunately not. So one last learning I want to give you guys before we start with the giveaways, if we have any infos. Uh, so yeah, last learning, guys, is my age. Guess. Let's see who gets it right. I said it at the beginning of the stream as well. You're coming from Germany? Oh shit. Who do I resemble? Who do I resemble? You're from UK? W. Yeah, I did see that video, Calvin. Absolutely crazy. That dude lost it. 24, 27, 28, 25. I'd love to be 24 again. Five. Yo, too easy. Yo, you're capping. You're capping. 18 is crazy. I'll take it though. I'll take the 23 as well. The 37 I do not take. The 30s, nah, guys. I'll reveal it. The range that you guys are guessing is just too big. The difference between 19 and 37 is crazy. Yeah, I'm 28. Anwar got it right. Who else got it right? 28. Kirube, of course, my boy. Muhammad as well. Yeah, those are the people that know me. Nah, 37 is chopped, guys. 838, that's crazy. All right, guys, last learning that I like to repeat in every single stream, but since we have around 60 viewers right now, um, I want to give you guys, or yeah, just give you guys a quick learning to understand. So, know that one thing is very essential in trading, and that one thing is you need capital to make capital, right? You need money to make money, and that's just the reality of trading. But where most of people fail, or most of the traders fail, is they try to go for this. Yeah, I want to become a full time trader. I want to make a living with trading, and so on and so forth. But they forget a very essential step, which is the step that you have to take to get there, right? So what I'm talking about, you need capital to earn capital, is you need different ways to earn money that you can reinvest into your trading, right? And I'm really talking out of experience. Why? I used to work in a gym as a manager, and I quit there because I was so convinced that I can make a living from trading. Because by that time it was working, right? But it was only working because I wasn't really relying on my trading results. But the moment I quit my job, I was suddenly relying on it, right? So every trade I will take will be an emotional trigger trade, because I was like, fuck, I need to make this work. I need to pay rent. I need to buy food with this cash, whatever it is, right? So suddenly every trade I take is emotion has an emotional attachment. Therefore, the decisions I make are emotionally based and not logically. So that was my learning, and that's why nowadays I really like to help you guys in saying this. You guys need another stream of income. It doesn't matter if it's a mini job, if if it's a full-time job like a 9 to 5. Doesn't matter. Stick with it until you have enough money saved up where you can live from your savings for at least a year. And then you can then you can commit full-time trading, right? Because you're set. You're not really dependent on the results. Um, but don't quit your job too soon. Don't put it all on trading when you're not ready yet, right? Take it serious. It is a business, it does take time. And now, the final recommendation I have for you guys is look into starting a business. Look into starting a business. It has never been easier. I say this in every stream because I want to help as many people as possible. It has never been easier to just start a business. And you can literally nowadays you can do that in a few weeks, in a few months, with the help of AI, right? So start a business, get passive cash from there, and reinvest that cash into your trading account, into your trading challenges. Scale that shit up, and next thing you know, after a year, you're like literally like financial free as fuck, right? So that's just my last golden nugget for you guys. Bro quit his work after trading paid off. Yeah, bro, I was like, fuck this shit. Yeah, exactly, Muhammad. When you were thinking about leaving your job and I told you not to do so, that's literally the worst thing you could do right now. Like, if you have a 9 to 5 job, damn, like, guys, you are blessed. You are literally blessed. Keep that job, but now work on saving money. Don't work your ass off by just so that at the end of the month you have nothing left. That's not what you want to do. Work your ass off, save up X amount of money every single month, calculate how much money you have by the end of the year, and then use that money to reinvest into your knowledge, reinvest into trading, reinvest into business, and then scale from there. All right. That's like my final, because a lot of people always ask me like, yo, how do you go about emotions? How do you go about psychology? Man, the only reason traders are failing is because they are emotionally attached to the result. They cannot accept losses because they cannot accept the fact that they just lost this valuable money. But it does become very, very much easier the moment you don't rely on the results. So suddenly the whole psychological part just falls away. What do I think about future AI? Man, I think AI will take over absolutely, and you're either gonna ride the wave or you're gonna get left behind. That's my thoughts. I'm not a fan of what it's doing to the world, to the nature and everything due to the big water expenses, but I think it's inevitable. It will continue happening. So it's either you take the train and you take the wave or you get left behind. That's my opinion on it. And there are thousands, hundreds of thousands businesses that still haven't launched. There's thousands of different ways, literally, on how you guys can make money online nowadays. It's not just trading, and trading should be seen as a tool, not as the final way, not as the only way. Trading is a tool, guys, right? So don't just be looking at trading the entire time. You can, and it's fine if you look a little to the left and if you look a little to the right as well in other business ventures. And the knowledge you guys know and have about trading, bro, it's literally a money making machine, but it's only a money making machine when you have money. So why not look to the left and to the right, get some cash, and then use that trading tool and knowledge you already have to multiply that by 100, right? I'm a great teacher. I appreciate you. Used to quickly want to get out of my job. Man, I totally understand, especially if the job sucks and everything. But there's one important thing that I hope that after the stream will kind of switch your mindset, guys. The job you're working right now, if you guys are working, switch your mindset when you go to work next time. Because this time you're going in with a plan. Your plan, clear as fuck. You go in, you work your 8 hours, you do that the entire month, you get your paycheck, and you save X amount of money. And you know that every single dollar you save is will be used to reinvest into your future, into your financial freedom, period, right? So now suddenly when you go to work and you see all of your coworkers, man, they don't have any goals in their life. They're just, you probably have coworkers that have been there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that don't have a life and have been working 9 to 5 their entire life, and they're like in a bad space, they're like in a bad mood always and always just bring negativity to the work. But you are different, my guy. You are different. Why? Because you're way more intelligent than all of them. You go to work for your own use case. You need that money to reinvest. So you go to work and you take that cash happily because you know, yo, with this cash, I'm reinvesting into my future and I'm working toward being financial free. So I actually have a goal. So I actually have a motivation to go to work now because every single hour I'm working is 1 hour closer to my financial freedom. And the moment you guys switch your mind to seeing it that way, bro, fucking game changer, bro. Game changer. And you guys just keep it fucking low key. You go to work, keep it fucking low key. You get home, you work your ass off. You look for business ventures. You start an online business. You learn more about trading. You tune in on these live streams. You motivate and push yourself. You take notes. You journal everything. And then you go back to work. And you go with a fucking smile because now you know every single day, you're taking one step forward. Oh my God. Damn. I just dropped sauce. I don't know why it's like I'm such a good like makes sense, Evan, for real. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys, man. I hope everybody's really taking notes in this shit. We're really going crazy here. Uh, um, But yeah, guys. So, what do you think? Should we start the first giveaway? I think we should start the first one. First, the traditional retirement funds are going to be as mainstream because of how saturated the market will be within half a decade from now, especially since 2025. So many more traders. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for good advice. I've learned something from you. Appreciate it. The moment I get 10K payout, there's no low key on me. Bro, the moment you get your 10K payout, you just burst in your job and then just throw around the papers and say, fuck you, I'm out of here. Yeah, do you guys okay, yeah, let's start a giveaway, guys. Let's start. So we'll start with the first one. Um the first one, which will be the 10K challenges. So I'm giving away three 10K challenges to one of you, to three of you guys in the stream right now. So we're gonna start with that. So what you gotta do to enter? Firstly, leave a like on the stream. That's the first thing you gotta do to enter this giveaway. And then secondly, comment hashtag New Year's. No, wait. Comment hashtag NYE. Is that a Y? Yeah, NYE. New Year's Eve, but in short, NYE. So I dropped it in the comments. Hashtag NYE all together in small to enter on this first giveaway here. And also leave a like on the stream. NYE all in small, not in big, in small. Small guys all in small. NYE all in small and a like on the stream. I will be double checking the like on the stream. If you guys don't like it, then unfortunately you cannot win. So make sure you leave a like as well. I'm gonna be preparing everything here. Mm, okay, we got that. Got this. Three, FYE. You guys still have a few minutes to enter here on the first giveaway. Hashtag NYE, like on the stream, and you will be entered. And I will be announcing the winners here in 1 to 2 minutes. Damn, we got over 100 likes on the stream. You guys are crazy. You are absolutely crazy. I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. And anyone that is just joined because of Spin the Wheel, I want to see you here next week on Monday. I want to see you on the stream every single Monday from now on. And I think that if you stick like around long enough today, you will notice that there's a lot of value hidden in these live streams. That really, honestly, I've never seen anybody else provide so much value in a stream, like we do here on Think Capital. For real, like literally. There's a lot of people streaming, but there's not as close as much value as you can find here at Think Capital. And I'm not just talking about my stream, I'm also talking about the streams of Doe FX, and my other colleague did the psychology streams, right? We just all go above and beyond with providing the best possible value for you guys. It's all for you. Like, why else should I be here? I'm not here for myself. I'm here for you. So I hope you guys value that. Um, and honestly, you guys can super simply just show your value by supporting, by subscribing to the channel, leaving a like on the streams, and by showing up. Showing up means everything. And not just for me, like, especially for you, because I want the best for you. All right, let's get started with the first giveaway here, guys, before I start becoming emotional or some shit. Screen sharing. App sorteos, this is the one. All right. So we got hashtag NYE. We got 3 entries. We got 10 seconds countdown. We got a shuffle refresh here. You guys left a like on the stream, and let's get started. Wait, let's shuffle this up, and let's start. And five, four, three. The three winners for the 10K challenge are Wood, Cribbed, Umo, James, and Amidagboalkar. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Spam some W's for the first 10K challenge winners here. Spam some W's, guys. Now, for you guys, make sure to join our Discord. You will find the link on our socials, also on below the YouTube videos, or maybe even in the chat if Andre sends it. Join the Discord, write a message to the support, and you will get your login details as soon as possible. Spam some W's for the winners, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let me double check here real quick. I'm checking. Make sure everybody liked it as well. All right. Then that's to the first giveaway. That's to the first giveaway. Is everybody ready for the NYE giveaway? So this next giveaway is a little more exciting because we are giving away one 50K count, one 100K count, and one 200K count. And you were able to enter on this if you used the code NYE at checkout when purchasing a challenge in the last month. All right. All right. You guys ready? You get ready for NYE? Everybody's like excited. Okay, so the first winner that will be called out here will be the winner of the 50K count. So we're starting with the 50K count, and then we're gonna go up to the 100K, and then after that the 200K. Okay. All right. Then let me share my screen here. All right, we got all the entries. So the first person that wins the 50K count is, let's spin this up. Casper X, congratulations. You won the first 50K count. Let's go. Spam some W's for Casper, guys. Spam some W's for Casper. 50K. You will be contacted. We have your contact. We have your emails. So you will be contacted from us with your login details to the 50K. Congrats. Let's go. All right. We are we ready for 100K? Who wins the 100K? Oh, we're coming closer to 200 now. Coming close to the 200 now. But firstly, the 100K, guys. Should we spin it again? Let's spin it again, guys. 100K challenge goes to, spin this up. Femi Q, congratulations. You won a 100K challenge. Let's go. Congrats to Femi. Congrats, congrats. You will also be contacted from our support. Let's go. Damn, you guys are absolutely starting in with a blast into 2026 with this crazy chance, man. W. Is one of these in the chat? Are you guys here? I don't know. There's too many people in the chat right now. All right. Let me take a sip for the last one. So the last one, the last winner, 200K goes to, let's spin it up. Nah, no way. No way. No way. Nah. Nah, we're redoing this shit. I think this shit is chalked. This is chalked. We're doing it again. I don't care. I don't care. You're probably the luckiest man alive. I don't know. Chinedu B, congratulations. You won a 200K challenge, man. Oh man, what was that, guys? What the hell? Bro's like the luckiest guy ever, or what? Nah. The actual winner, guys, Chinedu, congratulations. You will also be contacted by our support. Sorry, Casper, but bro, you got a 50K. You should be chilling, man. You should be chilling, guys. Guys, now, like for real, there's like a lot of entries. Like, trust when I tell you, there's a lot of entries in this wheel. Like a lot. No way this dude gets twice. Bro, I think that's the luckiest guy alive. No cap. We need his contact. Yo, we all need a stream of his hair for luck. Justice for Casper. Nah. Wants to exchange 50K for 200K. I mean, we'll see how the support handles this. We'll see how the support handles it. But like I wanted to see three different winners today. You know what I mean? To give a chance to everybody, and not just one guy like take two challenges. That would be crazy. Getting him a lawyer. He should buy a lottery ticket. Yo, for real. Like, what are the odds? I can't even. I can't tell you how many entries we had, but the odds were very, very low for twice. So either the platform is chalked, or I don't know, or the guy is like literally luckiest guy alive. All right. So that was it with the giveaways. Now, before heading off, I'll do a last breakdown here on gold. So far, you guys see this is very choppy. Nothing really happened, but we are getting a very interesting range here. So, we have this high, we have this low on the 5 minute time frame. If I were, I'm not trading, but if I were to take a trade for today or tomorrow, I will wait for break and close above this range because this will be the highest probability trade. A retest and then buys up into what was it, the 40. Do we have a 1 hour range here? Yeah, so into the 49.98s, 49.500 flat key level, that's where I will take buys. I do believe that there's still potential for a steeper pullback before breaking out and like breaking all-time highs. So that will then come for the second opportunity, which will be a break of the low here below this low, pullback, and then short-term sales back down into this range. Although shorting in this area could be considered aggressive because the overall trend is still bullish. So if you take a sell, make sure you get in and get out fairly quick, and also only risk what you can really afford to lose. Right? Don't go crazy on the risk on like kind of trend trade, and that's also just talking out of experience. So in order to take the longs, you can either get in aggressively if you get a 5-minute candle close above, or you wait for a 1 hour candle to close above, wait for the next 1 hour candle to open, fill in the gap below, reject on a 5-minute time frame, and then get in on the longs. That will be a little safer. And yeah, beside that, if we bounce back down here and hold above this range, I would like to see a bounce play, something like this, where I can take buys back up into this range. That'll be another scenario. And then higher probability sells will be the moment we start closing and breaking back below the daily range, wait for a pullback, and then now the probability has switched to higher sell probability because the daily has broken structure as well, right? So those are basically the few setups that I see right now. But where price is at right now, I would not take anything. That's just my own take here. Now, before I head off, I'll break down, what was it, US 30 real quick. So let's look at US 30 for anybody trading US 30 right now. Just a quick overview. Okay, that's crazy. Yup. Man, longs on US 30, but we are at all-time highs. So be a little careful with longing. It's literally breaking all-time highs right now. We do have a W pattern on the daily time frame. If daily closes above this range, wait for a pullback into the 48,800s, and then take long-term buys back up. That's my take on US 30. That was a crazy bullish candle. We did see some news, I think. And then what else did you guys want me to go over? Silver, right? So let's check out silver. It's always like a little similar to gold, but typically silver doesn't move before and gold just follows. Sometimes that happens like that. I don't know, put my phone back here. Um, so yeah, I mean silver is also obviously bullish. We broke structure here on the 4 hour time frame, close above, currently pulling back. So it is looking like a potential nice setup for buys here, actually. The only thing that is that will kind of like scare me off will be this high over here, because we tapped into it and then had a huge dump back down. So the moment price now taps into it again, like it already kind of tapped into it, but if it taps in like here, we could kind of see this price action maybe be mirrored a little bit, right, and push back down. So yeah, that's basically my take here. But overall, obviously here we're also bullish, so we could see a pullback, and then if we get some nice rejections, I see price breaking out and also going all the way up to all-time highs on silver. We're waiting for the video of Trader Jim, bro. Can you drop it soon? Yeah, I will talk to the team, to the ThinkCapital team, and see what we can do about that. If not, then maybe next live stream, I'll prepare a few minutes to go over the platform for you guys. That's also one thing we could do. So important, anybody that is still in the stream, guys, make sure you tune in next Monday and join in on the stream. It's always great as always. And yeah, beside that, if you haven't, leave a like on the stream. Drop some comments, leave some feedback in the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't yet. I'm also in the Discord. I'm reading every single message there, and I really want to connect more with you guys in the community. So I really appreciate you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the week. Don't go crazy with over leveraging or over trading. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care. Love you guys. And peace out.